In this Chugaso, has Bitcoin finally got a bullish confirmation that we've been looking for here, or should we not count our chickens until they squirt? Guys, with Bitcoin's weekly close coming in hot last night, we've had some very key developments on these charts. But have we gotten what we're looking for? As we talked about in yesterday's video, this line ended up being extremely critical, and the second after breaking it, we actually jumped about $150 all the way up, touching on 11,000 US dollars. But is Bitcoin still in a downtrend, or can we expect some higher prices very soon? And for the first time in a week and a half, Ethereum is actually currently above its 21-day moving average, which is absolutely critical if we're going to see some more upside amongst all cryptocurrencies in the space. And this chart at an absolutely critical level, guys. If we can break above this, then I expect the entire cryptocurrency market to actually have a very bullish break to at least 11,600 US dollars. With all of that bullishness in mind, we're still at a very, very key level, so we cannot forget about this key level here and what we need to do to get above this exact price level. And guys, is this truly what the disbelief stage of the psychology of a market cycle cheat sheet feels like? We're going to be delving into that. And a big accomplishment for Bitcoin. Can we expect the month of October to be very bullish for Bitcoin? Wow, welcome back, goobers, gumdrops, and scallywags. Guys, is Bitcoin actually finally at a decision point where so much indecision will be flying out the window and we can finally decide if this market is ultra bullish in the short term or in fact bearish in the short term? And this one chart we still have to show you is something we can't forget about because we're not out of the woods just yet. Like my neighbor always used to say, how did you get in here? I thought I changed the locks. Wow, so if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications so you get updated when we post new videos like this. And as well, we had issues with our video yesterday, but if we can hit 1,000 likes in this webisode, we'll be auctioning off this ledger in tomorrow's webisode. Guys, huge. So before we delve into the charts, I just want to pose a general question. I want you to put this in the comments as well. One, is this potentially what the disbelief phase feels like? So again, I personally do believe that. If we had to attribute where we are in the market to any stage currently of where we are, I 100% think, even if we still would get a drop, I still 100% think we're in the disbelief stage without a doubt. I think we're on the precipice of entering similar to these other cycles, right? Hope, optimism, belief, thrill, euphoria. I don't believe we're anywhere in here. And again, I could be totally wrong. I think many of you agree, and I just think it makes the most sense by far in so many different ways, fundamentally, technically, especially the time period and the compression of the market that we've seen over the past few years. I think, if anything, we're right around this stage heading in to this portion of the market. But in your comment below, maybe put your opinion of where you think we are, and as well, include in your comment if you plan on or already have accumulated at least one Bitcoin in your portfolio of cryptocurrency. So guys, huge. We got our weekly close late last night, and I actually tweeted about this. If you don't follow me on Twitter, make sure to head over. It's linked in the description. But 2 minutes, it actually might have been less than 2 minutes, but I looked at my clock 2 minutes after we got our weekly close, and Bitcoin had pumped. We can actually go to the hourly chart and show you exactly what happened here. This was immediately after we got that close. Bitcoin pumped from under 10,008 to all the way up to almost 11,000 US dollars, exactly as we got that weekly close. So whether it's the bots, algorithms, whoever's trading it, the time change, the weekly candle close, 100% initiated or let a little pump in Bitcoin's price happen. But this, even though it was only about a $200 pump, this is a very key level that we're at, guys. The last key level that we're inching at on these charts, and we're going to tell you why as well. But as you can see, now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 confirmed weekly closes that have bounced on this 21-week moving average, the most important moving average in Bitcoin. And with that being said as well, guys, as we've been covering for a while now, this weekly RSI bouncing here is absolutely key. And it does look like for now we've actually succeeded here. We have not gone below this, as we talked about the entire bull market, the previous bull market that culminated in a $20,000 Bitcoin, found bounces at this 53 or 54 roughly on this RSI. 1, 2, 3, 4 over a 2.5 year period basically. And that's where we just got our bounce here. So that is beautiful. We wanted to see that. If we were going to fall here, then again, like we said, I think we had a chance of going much lower, but we bounced at that exact same level, which we also did bounce back in May and June as well. But this was a very key bounce because we came all the way from 70 on the RSI back down to almost 50, and we needed a bounce here, and we've gotten it. And guys, as we've always said, as long as we bounce on this 21-week moving average, then we have to be bullish, in my opinion. I mean, this by far, in my opinion, is the determination of being in a bullish or bearish market. And so far, we have 4 confirmed weekly bounces here, and now we're on our 5th week after bouncing down here. So will we see another week where we come down here and maybe bounce off of 10,002 or 10,003? Or is this the final push that we needed to actually continue and climb and actually test our very key level right up here of about 11,800? So as we showed you in our video yesterday, this ascending channel is absolutely key as well, because as soon as we came up to the middle line of this ascending channel, which, as we talked about in most of yesterday's video, is also this 200 moving average on the 4-hour chart, that is exactly where we pumped as soon as we broke both of this. Remember, we spent most of the video yesterday talking about this line and this line being confluent with each other. And the second after we broke out of here, which happened as soon as the weekly candle closed last night and the new one opened, that's when we went from about 10,008 up to about 11,000. Right under 11,000. Now what we want to see is just further consolidation and hopefully some more moves up, okay? So this, to me, looks like a consolidation period before we have a few more waves up on these smaller time frames. So ultimately, though, what we want to see happen with that is shattering past 11,200. That is the huge level that a lot of people are eyeing up. 11,200 is a very, very key level that we want to break. It's also here, if we go back, basically the bottom of where we were trading after we barred it up after this breakout, that we were in this symmetrical triangle for about 3 months. We broke out at the end of July, all the way up to 12.5. And as we were trying to get above 12,000, the area that we kept coming back down to find support, which is basically right here, 11,100 to 11,200. This range right here is where we found support from July 27th all the way until basically the beginning of September 2nd. And you can see when we broke it right here, that is when we fell back into the channel under 10,000 US dollars. So we can actually just extend this box out a little bit, because again, when we fell out of this box, this is where the big drop happened. So coming up to approach this, about 11,200 will be the final test to see. And again, we're not very far off from it. Very key, if we look on this ascending channel, actually, it's basically this next line here on this channel, right, on this ascending channel. So we just broke above this one after breaking back above this one, right? So we've banged out 2 of these 5 channels in the last few days here. But ultimately, if we're able to break this one, then I think we'll see bullish momentum accelerate a lot. And then I would feel a lot more comfortable getting very bullish in the short term here. But for the time being, we most likely will come back and have a retest of this line, of this 200 moving average on the 4-hour chart. Again, these things have been kind of slow lately. We've been kind of inching up. We haven't seen explosive moves. And I think that's very illustrated here by this daily chart. As you can see, there have been some candles that have only been, for the most part, they're only a few $100s in every candle, except the last big breakout we had was here back at the very end of July when we broke out of this like 3-month symmetrical triangle, right? Going back to the very end of April all the way to the end of July, where we went from ultimately 9,300 all the way up to about 12,005 ultimately was the full breakout. But ever since then, we've not really had any significant candles other than basically the BART, where we come up here, kind of trade sideways here for a long time, and then on September 2nd, we had that big drop. So the last big move we had was a big dump. It was about a $2,000 dump. Wow, and on the daily chart now, something very key, because we've been bouncing on the 21 week, but now again, for the 5th day in a row, we're back above this 21-day moving average. As we talked about with Ethereum, today's the first day we've been back above this 21-day moving average for Ethereum in about a week and a half, and Chainlink is actually still below its 21-day moving average. But ultimately, Bitcoin has been on an uptrend, and we've seen these altcoins kind of slowly follow behind it. It's a little lagging. They're a little lagging behind it, but they are following behind it here. So the next huge test is this area here, guys. So we have this 21 we're above, but we're still below the 50-day moving average after we had this bearish cross back on September 8th when we flipped these moving averages, but getting back above roughly again this $11,100 and $11,200 area is absolutely key. So again, that is the next target we're eyeing up. If you had to take one thing from the video, it's that breaking 11,200 will be critical for Bitcoin's momentum. It lines up on this chart right about here. This chart as well. Again, these are both right around 11,100-ish, but 11,200 is the area we're targeting for an actual breakout. And guys, with all that being said, we're in some nice momentum right now, and again, above the 21-day, but as you can see, if we zoom out here, this 6-month ascending channel now, we are still technically below this. We did so far hold this very, very key horizontal support of about 10,500, which is absolutely beautiful. We needed to see that. But we ultimately also want to get back above into this ascending channel. Otherwise, we could face a sharp rejection. If we continuously test this and then just keep getting small rejections, eventually one of those rejections is going to be very strong. So again, we want to see a very nice increase in volume here to get back above this. And so far, we have not seen a massive spike in volume. Honestly, we have not seen a big spike in volume just yet. But I would feel a lot more comfortable if we came back above this line and tested this and found support. Ultimately, what that basically boils down to is we need to break above 11,000 US dollars. That's the big hurdle, and it's also the most simple. It makes the most sense as well. 11,000 is a huge psychological level. It's where we found support for the last month also before we broke down here. So we really want to set a new higher high as well, instead of having 11,200 be our last high, okay? Because we had a high here and then a lower high. Well, we had a high and then a lower high and then another lower high, and we do not want this to be the next lower high, right? We want to break above this $11,200 area very desperately. We basically need this week. We need this to happen this week. We want to continue to climb here and get back above this 50-day moving average in this $11,200 area. And probably most importantly here on the SPX, we actually want to get above the 50-day moving average, guys. As we talked about the weekly, we got our weekly bounce at the 21 week, so very good so far indication for the SPX. But on these smaller time frames, we need to see this level break resistance, which we're currently doing that again right now. This is happening right now. So to break above that, we would need to get about 3360 on the SPX. And then ultimately as well, getting back above the 21-day moving average would be around 3380. So we're very close. We're within $40 of breaking both of these. But if we're able to do that, then I have a very strong, there's a very strong chance Bitcoin is going to shatter through 11.2, and we're going to get exactly what we want on this chart and make the entire space more bullish. And guys, I'm sure you've heard already, but Morgan Creek Digital co-founder Anthony Pompliano suggested a knock to Bitcoin bears, as we've now closed above $10,000 every day for 63 straight days. Okay, this is a new record for staying above 10,000 US dollars. If we go onto this daily chart, you can see here, let's actually just draw a nice line where $10,000 is right about here on this chart. And as you can see, guys, we've spent a lot of time above this, the record for the most time being above 10,000. The next closest, I believe, was actually back here last summer. But as you can see, we kind of dipped below it many times, and we did not have nearly as long of a streak as we've had now with Bitcoin. Although it has been very close, you can see we cut it very close. We had wicks down below 10,000, but you can see we've had no daily candles close below 10,000. So again, it's very close. Yeah, but as you can see, none of these candles closed below 10,000. So yeah, 63 days is the streak here, and that's ultimately pretty bullish that we've been holding that, okay? Ultimately a pretty bullish signal for Bitcoin. Wow, so let me know what you guys think below, and also, is it part of your plan, or have you already accumulated at least one Bitcoin in your portfolio? A lot of people across the space have been saying for a while it's key for so many portfolios for long-term investors of crypto to obviously be putting a lot of your money in things like Bitcoin and Ethereum, and then delving into alts more. Maybe let me know what you think in the comments. Are you fond of that strategy, or you think it's silly and you go all in on alts? Or the opposite, do you only go in Bitcoin and Ethereum? Leave that in the comments below. And as well, if we can smash 1,000 likes, we'll be giving away this ledger in the next webisode. Yesterday's video got a little messed up in the algorithm, so it wasn't really pushed out to that many people, and we didn't actually hit our like goal. But if we just hit 1,000 in this one. And as well, guys, if you're interested in trading and you have experience and you want to support the channel, make sure you use our links below. Some very nice bonuses right now when you deposit. And some very nice trading bonuses and trading fee reductions as well. And as well, guys, if you want to get access to my portfolio to learn trading, TA, all kinds of stuff, make sure to even just check out T4V4. We have some previews in here. We actually have a nice sale going on now as well, 10% off with the code BILLIONS at checkout.